came into office, we reached out and we said, we care about campaign finance. He was one of the first people to call us, and we had a Zoom call. And so he introduced a couple bills last year, one of which limitation seems to always die a very quick death. And then also another bill that introduces transparency. But this year I'd like to call him up because he has a really interesting bill that prohibits money from foreign influenced corporations. As we know, Virginia is one state that has no limits. The federal government has a limit on corporate donating to donors. 22 other states have it. We have no limitations. But I think it's a very interesting bill. It has precedence in many states around the country, and I'd like you to introduce your bill. Thank you, Delegate Anderson.
Good morning. So I'm kind of a red M&M. I do exist.
Well said.
All right, so the big problem with Citizens United, as far as I take it, is that it really wasn't as much as what Delegate Watts said about individual speech. It's about corporate speech. And really what Citizens United did is it gave corporations a platform equivalent to citizens. And it said they have speech. They have speech in the way that they give. And we have seen corporations buy elections. I mean, it's just no other way to say it. We have seen them dump huge amounts of money into elections. And that's all protected. And I will just say this. I know my friends across the aisle don't particularly like the Dobbs decision, and I understand why. But at least someone had the guts to challenge the Supreme Court. And I think state legislators need to do that. I think we need to start passing laws that may go against what the Supreme Court said. And let's take that case back up and ask the Supreme Court if they still feel the same way. They've made an absolute mess of campaign finance reform with Citizens United. And we should have an appetite for reversing themselves right now. This would be a really good case to test. And we're not going to do it if we don't start passing laws that may challenge what they've done. So my bill's pretty simple. You can't give money to elections if you're a foreign corporation. I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. And this isn't so much a China thing for me as it is a Canadian thing. The Canadians really mess with elections in Virginia. And I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about foreign government influence doing things in Virginia. So my bill says if you're a Canadian corporation, you have ties to a foreign government, you can't donate to us. And that's a restriction of speech, which would absolutely run afoul of Citizens United. And I think it's a very good position to send up and let the Supreme Court really answer the question if they think foreign governments, foreign corporations should be participating in elections. This is the case that could do that. And we'll see if we can get it through. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be with my friends on this issue, that we don't agree on everything else, but this one I think we all can particularly agree on that it's a big problem, it's a big mess. So thanks for your support.